type of defense, screen, get the big guys out in front, big start for this offense.
Early third quarter, the Bengals are here. Andy Dalton, why are you throwing there?
Yeah, let me give you some great analysis. Quarterbacks left to play the Patriots. Don't throw to 24. Just don't throw to his side. It's probably going to get picked off. It's not going to be in your favor. I love this play by Brady. This is vintage, like 3-man rush. Wait, 4-man rush. Okay, now drive an absolute bullet to the back of the end zone. N'Keal Harry. Good job by Harry working the back of the end zone.
Yeah, they went to get him in the first round. He's finally seemingly coming into his own. N'Keal Harry is. Under 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Here he's going to do it again. Why is he doing it again?
Why on 1st and 15 to the field you're throwing that ball against zero coverage to Stephon Gilmore? I don't know. Quarterbacks, don't throw to 24. There's 3 other corners you can. Much better chance of success not throwing to 24.
Yeah, we'll talk about Stephon Gilmore a little later on in the show. The Patriots win this one. They clinch a playoff berth. And here's the thing, Dan. Everybody's been talking about all these concerns with the Patriots. But once again, they are the Patriots. They kind of look like the defending Super Bowl champs yesterday. How would you describe what you saw?
Man, look like it to me.
Hot take by me?
No,
okay.
I mean, listen, this is a 10-10 ball game with a minute to go in the second quarter. The Bengals fumble the punt. The Patriots score 13-10. The Bengals get the ball to start the second half, pick by 24. Goes to 20-10. The Bengals get the ball, throw pick 27-10. All of a sudden, it wasn't anything this offense. They're still misfiring on offense. Brady had 6 completions. 6 completions to wide receivers. And we saw some drops yesterday. We saw drops by their receivers, some missed throws. I mean, there's still this was not a clean, crisp performance by this offense, certainly in the pass game. We saw drops by Edelman. We saw drops by James White. Those are the 2 reliable guys. And so to have 6 completions, now N'Keal Harry was a nice bright spot. There were some completions to him, but still too many misses against the Bengals defense. It's not very good.
Rex, Tom Brady threw for 128 yards yesterday. That's against a terrible Cincinnati team. Against the Ravens, against the Chiefs, against the Texans, or any of the other teams they might find themselves playing in January. That's obviously not going to get it done. Do they have it in them to be markedly better?
No, not playing this way. Heck no. We've been talking about it now for, months now, about how this team right here, look, it's finally caught up. They can't get separation. You got guys that the quarterback is showing his age finally. He's slow getting up when he gets hit. He doesn't want to take the hits. That's what happens when you play 19 years. And by the way, 2 extra years when you count all the postseason games. Look, he's the greatest. He needs to get out of this game. Hope like hell they get a bye. Okay, and then you're actually hosting a playoff game the second round. But this needs to be it for him right now. I mean, it's time to move on. Or the other thing is, I've been calling this thing for a month now. Put an extra lineman in. All right, because you can't run the football right now.
Their offensive line was bad.
Bad. But it's bad. This Cincinnati you're playing against, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Not the Ravens, not anybody else. So to me, put an extra lineman in, give Brady a little more time. That's what you do if you have an older quarterback.
No, I think he only threw for 128 because whenever you get caught videotaping somebody else, you don't want to bury them. You got to play a little gamesmanship. You got to delay a little bit, let your defense win the game for you. Let's not have Tom Brady dominate. But I think N'Keal Harry getting into this offense is going to be something that's good for them going forward. Whenever you see Josh Gordon catch that deep ball from the Seattle Seahawks yesterday, you almost think to yourself like, man, Tom Brady's going to watch that and think, if I had somebody like that, this would be a whole different story. N'Keal Harry, and that throw that he had in the back of the end zone showed a little sign of old Tom Brady where he had to drop it in a tight window. Looked like an Instagram video. They did not look great on offense, but they still get a massive win because of their defense and special teams. Everybody's ruling them out first game. I won't say it, but boy, this sure feels like the potential end of a dynasty.
We'll see.
I don't want to say it.
They did clinch a playoff spot with their win yesterday, but let's get to the other piece of the story involving them, because beating the Bengals wasn't the biggest Patriots-related story of the day. To refresh your memory, last week a story breaks about a videographer hired by the Patriots who the team says was following one of their advanced scouts as part of a web series. Bengals security felt the cameras were focused on the Cincinnati sideline. They stopped the video crew. They confiscated the tape. The NFL has been investigating the footage, which we had not seen until yesterday, when Fox played a tape showing the footage and part of the confrontation between Bengals security and the videographer.
And this is a piece you're filming on your advanced scout?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, guys. I don't see the advanced scout in this footage.
No, it's not. We were trying to get some field perspective. It's my bad.
You can't. That's not the field.
Believe that.
Why you would think you could take that?
I didn't know. I did. But I can delete this right here for you.
Damage is done, my friend.
No, it isn't, because we deleted it.
Once again,
Once it's gone,
22 yards
It's
line,
gone.
29 yards on the punt.
I can't
Then
get that.
return 29 yards.
Matt McAfee, your thoughts?
The most Boston human in the history of humans, by the way, there. Talking to probably the most Ohio human I've ever heard in my entire life. For me, now, obviously, this looks terrible, and there's been a couple lies now in the story. I'm a big crime doc guy, and the panic in the videographer's voice is a bit alarming. The fact that they said he was an independent contractor, turns out he's a full-time craft production employee, a bit alarming. But for me in 2019, with the way the rules have changed with the technology where you're calling it into the helmet, I'm not 100% sure what you could get from that aside from getting something on the in real life. But boy, this does not look good, Rex. I just don't think this is a good thing for the Patriots organization as a whole.
You know, Pat, I don't think they've ever done anything like this before. I really don't. Oh, yeah, please. Come on. Like, can you just say guilty? They don't like draft picks. I guess that's what it is, because something's going to happen. There's going to cost them another draft pick, a fine, all that. Kraft's going to pay it because he prints money. Come on, what are you doing, man? Like, unfortunately, this is one of the greatest runs we've ever had with a team.
In all sports.
In all sports, but it's going to be tainted. People are always going to say, hey, they cheat. Look, I know they cheat, but they're still great.
Let's just focus on the video for a second. Everyone can have their own opinion on whether this was done intentionally or not, whether it was done nefariously or not. Looking at that shot, Dan Orlovsky, could you take anything as a quarterback, and I'll get to the coach, from what they were seeing there?
Yeah, there's some signals, there's communication. I know that everything gets radioed in. You know what happens a lot in Foxborough? Your radio goes out. So, I mean, I've been there before when the radio is out all game and you have to signal stuff in. You have to signal personnel. You have to signal plays. There's hidden signals between coaches. Listen, you can absolutely gather something from that video if you're doing your job well enough.
Yeah,
do your job.
Well, do your job, right? We should check the ratings on that entire series and see how they've increased. But to Dan's point, and also what Pat said, when you look at that video and you see kind of what they are filming, why would you need that? Like, what would you need from a coaching standpoint that you would see down there?
They're just trying to get an edge. That's what it's all about. All of this stuff is about getting an edge, and that's what they do. And if you think that it's something other than that, you're crazy. Oh, no, it just happens. Bull. It's trying to get an edge.
Let's act as if they did this as a complete accident and what this videographer said in a very panicked fashion was accurate. What does an advanced scout do, and why would this be a good thing for B-roll shot? Does the advanced scout stare down at the team, try to steal signals, or how they line up before they go on the field?
Yeah, absolutely what they do. Yeah, they have binoculars, they're looking, they're trying to see, okay, hey, they're in three wides, they're in this, they're in that. But clearly, when you're shooting the sideline, you're looking for something else. What it is, they're looking for an edge.
And don't forget, teams play with tempo nowadays. You know, when you play with tempo, there's way more signals involved than audio communication. The Patriots play with a ton of tempo.
Are you saying they're guilty?
No.
That's what
Giving
you said.
facts to the situation.
All right, we'll wait and see. There's obviously that story not going away anytime particularly soon with 2 weeks left in the regular season. Meanwhile, let's go to Lambeau Field, the renewal of the longest-standing rivalry in the history of the sport. The Bears and the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers is ready to go in the first quarter. They're scoreless. They're going for it on a fourth down, and there's Davante Adams.
Just a slot fade. It's really bad coverage by the Bears. Davante Adams doesn't even try to win off the line of scrimmage. Just go straight down the field. Great throw by Rodgers.
Great throw.
We go to the second half. It's a 7-3 Packer lead. It's Rodgers again. It's Adams again.
Yeah, a little play action fake, a ball fake. That second level steps up. They replace it with Davante Adams wrapping behind. Big play action gain.
He had 7 catches, 103 yards on the day, and then Aaron Jones would do the rest.
Just really bad tackling by this Bears secondary, but a good Aaron Jones run. And then you see the finish and the emotion by this Packers offense.
14-3 Packers. It would be 21-6 in the fourth quarter. Bears not going away. Mitchell Trubisky had a good day.
He had a really good connection with Anthony Miller, number 17. I love the drift in the pocket here and then this second window slant to get them back in it.
And it ultimately comes down to this. It's a one-score game at 21-13. 1 second left. The Bears are going to do that lateraling it around, and they're going to get awfully close to scoring a touchdown that could have tied it.
I mean, you pray for this opportunity, this situation as a coach that you get this, but just kick it. Just throw it to Allen Robinson. He's the one you want to have the ball in his hands in this moment. This young player, this tight end, probably was not in practice in this situation to really be in that moment.
Jesper Horsted is his name, and he's unable to get the ball to Robinson or to Tariq Cohen, and the Packers hold on and get the win.
I don't know that we have the full respect of the entire league at this point, based on some of our performances. We're 7-1 at home. We have an inside track at the 2 seed. Obviously, we have an opportunity to wrap up the division next week. I like our chances. I like our football team.
Pat, who is Aaron Rodgers talking to right there and why?
Everything he just said right there is for the rest of the locker room to hear. He's like, hey, listen, we don't have the respect for the rest of the league. A lot of people are saying a lot of things on Get Up on ESPN where legends speak and say things that are out of pocket. Ryan Tannehill's better than Aaron Rodgers was said on this table just a couple days ago, which is absolute absurdity in my mind, which is neither here nor there. The Packers are a team that are in a brand new offense right now. Matt LaFleur has only been calling plays for 2 years, and I think it shows whenever they have to go off script. In the first and third quarter, the first drives, they're number 2 in the NFL in offense. As soon as they have to get off script in the second quarter and in the fourth quarter, they seem to nosedive a little bit. So if this new offense that LaFleur has instituted, not only Aaron Rodgers, by the way, has to learn this, but the rest of the offense can get a little bit better and their defense can continue to thrive off of turnovers, I think this team will be a weapon in the playoffs because of Aaron Rodgers, let alone in spite of Aaron Rodgers, like people on this particular desk were saying just a week ago.
Rex.
Insanely.
New Orleans, San Francisco, Seattle. Is Green Bay as good as that group? Are they one of the teams you could see coming out of the NFC?
No, and we make excuses. The new offense, it's 14 weeks into the regular season. When does it become it's just our offense? So to me, Aaron Rodgers makes sense to me. You're 7-1 at home. He understands that first round or the second round of playoffs is going to go through Green Bay for sure.
Yep.
So I get it. But, man, look, they gave up how many yards to the Bears? Mitch Trubisky looked like
big numbers,
like
they wound up adjusting Trubisky's number at the end.
There.
They took some of the yards away on that last play. But Trubisky did have a big day. Packers, yes or no?
I mean, Rodgers last week said we're winning ugly. So, yes, if you're winning ugly, you're not going to have a ton of respect or people fear. I think the biggest thing right now is when you watch tape, teams don't fear all 11 guys on the Packers offense right now. I say that aware of what it says. No one defensively is fearing Aaron Rodgers right now. Watch the way teams are playing them. Usually you could say we fear the quarterback. Right now, teams don't defensively fear Aaron Rodgers.
I'm flinching a little bit. In the meantime, Dan, we'll talk about your favorite person in the world. Carson Wentz came up big when his team needed him yesterday.
Again.
We'll talk about what that game coming up next week will mean.